We were all broke and nobodies, right?
Yep.
It's like we didn't get in this game for clout or to have haters or to be arguing over some toxic shit, like we didn't get in this game for that.
All of that started in the last year and a half.
Bro, we got in this game to improve our lives and the lives of others, especially those around us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why, to do better in life, period. And now it's like people are so much more focused on toxicity and drama than putting money in their pockets.
Yep.
We'll talk biz.
We can talk for 30 minutes. We ain't got no problem doing that.
Exactly. Where are you at right now?
I'm at one of my other offices. I got 3 offices, bro.
I saw an entire empty space where people can come in and work like other wholesalers.
Yeah.
What's the concept behind? Obviously, joint venturing and helping people come up with deals. It's a bilateral, win-win relationship, right?
Yep. No, I'm gonna get in the car because I want to do it the whole time we talking. I want people to know how real it is. So what we'll do is, I'm gonna probably talk about
Let's see. Where's my man Max?
Yo, what's up, homie?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. Just enjoying the time, man. How you been?
Man, why are you wearing a sweater? What's going on?
Bro, I'm not in Phoenix, bro. The last time I was in Phoenix in Arizona, it was like 100 degrees, bro.
What have you seen in your business since this whole thing went down? I would say about mid-March, bro. Like, what have you done? Have you laid people off? Have you? I know you got like 3 office spaces there in your area. Like, what's going on in Max's world right now?
Yo, so it's crazy. First of all, today was the first day we had anybody back in our office in 5 weeks. So a month in a week, we were all not at the office. We're working from home. So what I don't think people know, right before the coronavirus hit, we just opened up our brand new 8,000 square foot office. So we had bought all the employees MacBook Pros, right? So we were kind of prepared for everybody to work at home because of my old office, we had like desktops. So luckily we had a computer. So no, I haven't laid off anybody. Have we slowed down? Yes, and I'm gonna explain a couple reasons why. 1, obviously the coronavirus. And then 2, most of the people that work for me have never had autonomy to work at home. Right, so it was new to me as the CEO. It was new to them as employees, and it was new to my brothers. So we had to figure out how to manage the production of everybody's day-to-day stuff. So yeah, we took a slight reset to figure out, oh crap, we all gonna be working from home, and we had to make that adjustment. Well, we figured that out, and then today was the first day we brought everybody back. So what we're doing this week is we're only working till 2 p.m. in the office and we're going home. In my real estate office, my core staff is only 9 people there. So it's not like we were breaking any rules anyways, and we could have worked the whole time because our state deemed us essential.
Unfortunately, let's be honest, bro. People are never going to care as much as we do, right? The way that CEOs operate is our schedule is eyes open, eyes closed. It's like as soon as our eyes are open, we're on it, right?
It's all day long. It's crazy that, Gary says one thing. He says, people think they work for me, but I work for them. And that's truly what it is. Like, I work for my employees because I got to make sure I got to make sure that they have every Friday, we pay every week. I got to make sure payroll's met every week. I got to make sure that I have to do what I have to do as a employer to make sure that they get what they want. Because not only, I have 14 employees plus VAs, right? So not only is it my direct employees that count on me, it is their families. So you're gonna look at that as a spider web. Think about how many people it would affect if I was an inefficient, egotistical CEO. I can go do very egotistical stuff right now with how successful we've been. But I'm trying to build, what people see now, what the status that I'm at now is success. Yes, it is. I'm very grateful for where I was 3-4 years ago. But where I'm trying to go, this is nothing. Because when you start hanging around people, like if me and you kick it, right? We start talking about next level stuff. And then you hanging around people like Ed Milet and then all these cats. And then they talking about they made 250 this year. We can't even say that. So our aspirations got to keep going.
Brother, we were on the phone the other day, right? And that was like one of my favorite conversations I've had in a few weeks. Where I was like,
Bro, Ed Milet's worth $400 million. He has $400 million in real estate.
It's the real estate.
Right? We're sitting here talking, me and you are sitting here talking ideas. We're talking, what's the next level? How can we collab? How can we get into that environment where you don't see Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi all going at each other?
Bro,
right?
I think we labeled it that we're C-list entrepreneurs, so we want to get to the A-list. We want to get to the A level.
Brother, let's talk about rappers. So rappers, for the most part, what do they do with their tracks? They collab. Right?
Yeah.
Right? You'll have somebody like, so let's just say like an old school guy like Dre. He'll be like, yo, Scott Storage.
Fire.
I'm trying to make a fire ass album. The Chronic 2000 or 2000, whatever that was. 18 of those tracks were from Storage, right? Okay, let's say somebody like a 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne when he was hot, they were all like in every T-Pain.
2008 was the year he was on everybody's track, Lil Wayne.
They're on everybody's track.
Yeah.
They're all trying to get the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to get the same thing and they're trying to get to the same place. And that's what I don't understand about our industry is, we're just trying to, 5 years ago, I was just talking to my man, House Buying Brian this morning and Byron the Investor this morning. And I'm like, brother, I don't see how like all these people are just like going at each other left and right, talking shit, whispering, blah, blah, blah. 5 years ago, we were nobodies and we were freaking broke. We were broke. Like, now all of a sudden, like, okay, we make a little bit of money and we want to start like going into this toxic environment. That's not the way this works. That's not the way the big dogs do it.
Never.
Right?
Never. They don't have. I don't know of any top bankers in North Carolina that talk junk about each other. Matter of fact, when I go to these fancy restaurants, they all sitting at the same table. So just different. They're just different mindsets. I think be honest with you, bro. Right now, if I wasn't Maxwell and I can make my money silently, I'd do it. I'd bounce. I get the hell out of here because this industry, and I've been in a lot of industries, bro. I failed at a lot of industries, from restaurants to bail bonding to notary game to car lots to, bro, you name it. I've been in it. I've never had this type of toxic flavor every day.
And for what reason?
I don't know. I guess because what happens is, and this is just my guess, is that the most people in this industry that have seen any type of success have never been a part of any other professional industry. So they don't know some like codes, like it's just kind of crazy, man. I just wish we could all come together and make a lot of money and change a bunch of people up.
Brother, the big dogs, we were just talking about this. We want to get in the game with the Joe Marions and the Dan Flashmans and
I'm trying to go hang out with Don Peoples, bro. I get trolls every day, which I'm used to it now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to it. So when you get to this level, you'll get to a point where every day you get trolls and all that stuff. So it's just like
how do you deal with trolls? Because right now what I'm starting to do is what I'm starting to do, bro. See, the thing is, right, when somebody tries to come at my credibility, I try to put them on a live right away, right? I'm like, yo, let's put this dude on a live, right? But they decline.
Yeah, they're usually behind. They usually not. One thing I heard somebody say is, if somebody can wake up and keyboard warrior every day or talk junk online, I'm more sad for them than I'm for me. Like, because they actually hate themselves so much that they can put that type of energy out.
I know the type of businessman you are, and when I was coming in the game, I haven't been in this game. October 2015 is when I started. Me and Sal started going at it, right? And then what we did it the right way. We started, and you did it the right way. I saw you do it from scratch. I saw the way you did it from scratch because it's all documented, right?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So we came out and we're like, you know what? Nobody's thinking about clout and nobody's thinking about brand. When you're in survival mode, bro, you're just trying to create something for you and your family, right? When you're in survival mode, you're just trying to leave a 9-to-5 job, right? Yeah. So you're not thinking about, I wonder what's gonna happen when I build a brand and get some clout, and you don't think about that shit.
I never woke up ever once and said I'm gonna build a brand. It was,
No.
it never. Like, I want people to go back and watch my first YouTube video. It was about me. It was about me holding myself accountable. And then
you were in the car.
yeah, and when people started reaching out to me, because I was like, it's 2017, ain't no way I can be a YouTuber. It was more about I need to hold myself accountable, and I was gonna post my videos to my personal Facebook. If we deal with this as low as we are in the entrepreneur world and social world,
C-level entrepreneurs.
C-level entrepreneurs, what do the big guys deal with? You think they deal with trolls, or they don't even get to see it?
I don't think, honestly, bro, I don't even think they get to see it, bro,
Yeah,
to be honest.
it's probably true.
I think they've developed such like thick skin, you know, coming up, right? Because you're like, okay, C level, B level. Once you're like at that A level, like, you know, like a Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, these massive guys that they go around, they do world tours, right? They do world tours. Bro, they don't have they're not going to spend a minute of their time dealing with this kind of you and me have to deal. They're not going to spend a minute. They got to hop on the jet and get to the next bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, check. Here goes another thing too. You mentioned all of those people, those two people, Ed Mylett and Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone. Yeah. All of these guys are considered like they're all considered real estate, like they heavy. Gary's not a real estate, but they got real estate heavy, right?
Yeah.
Why do people think that it's a bad thing to have a brand and like people like to say, yo, you're an internet marketer?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Yeah. What's wrong with people?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with making your? What's up? What's up, homie? What's up, Sal?
What's up, brother?
You good?
Bro, I wanted to come here and just say mad respect for you. You know why? And we just talked about this. You're one of the most composed people with all the craziness going on.
Because you and me are not very composed.
I appreciate that, man. Yo,
you're very composed and you're very business savvy, so respect to that.
Thank you, bro.
You can't be upset with somebody who's just going about their business, even when people are just
I'll
throwing.
let you guys do it.
Where you going? Oh, okay. Even when people are just throwing shit at you, you're so composed, and that says a lot about you as a person, as a businessman, because that's what it comes down to. Is like you got to take care of business, right? Like you said, you're working on building generational wealth.
Yeah, bro. I have enough money for myself, but I don't have enough money for the family I don't have yet.
For your kids, or you know, kids that you don't have yet, and their kids, you know, absolutely. So you know, where focus or where focus goes, or where attention goes, energy flows, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go into that second phase, which is like that attention phase, right? And I was there. When I was in that attention phase, I know for a fact that I came at you one time, and it wasn't bad. It was something like...
I didn't even know that.
Exactly. One time, right? And I was on that same mindset, like, oh, look at these dudes. They're everywhere. They're omnipresent, right? I was hating on the fact that you guys were everywhere. Why are they everywhere? I'm the big dog here in this city, right? Blah blah blah. So you go into that mindset, and then you once you get past that second phase of success, you get into that third, which is like servanthood, philanthropy, serving others.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense though, and you know what's good about like everything. Like I'm the first to admit I'm not perfect, man. At even like by any shot. But I think as you become more centered with yourself, you start to know yourself, and you start to like you auto correct yourself when you see stuff happening. Like when you notice what you were doing, you're like, yo, what am I doing? Let me fix this. And
I don't need to be fighting with these guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So and just like you just know that the behavior is not who you are, and you was like, nah, this is something else. Let me correct myself. Let me fix myself. To be able to have that emotional intelligence moving forward, I think is huge, man. It's huge.
He introduced me to a self-mastery coach and that's why you never want to burn bridges, right? Because you got one guy, right?
Yeah.
And
where we started, where we were at 4 or 5 years ago, I think a lot of people now get to see, the watches, the cars, and they automatically think, whatever, there goes another douchebag with a watch, another douchebag with a car. What is it like? We don't talk a lot about what it was just a few short years ago, bro. Like, I remember you putting out bandit signs.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't, I used to put out 100 bandit signs every weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, we used to be on the phones every single day. We used to be going to every appointment. I think
we worked every position in our company.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people see what we have now and think it's easy to get there, and then forget about all the hard work we put in to get to the point where we are now. Everything that I think I have right now was not designed on purpose. I never wanted to be an influencer. I never wanted to be a guy that was out there in the public and never wanted to be any of that. And I think what happens is that when I started to document my process, people started to ask me questions, and it would have been selfish for me not to answer. And it just became a rolling ball. And then on purpose, we just started doing the content to where now, yeah, I got 4 full-time people that work on my brand. You know why? Because a brand is important. I figured that out later. Because whether I'm doing real estate now, whether I'm running a supplement company 2 years from now, and you know, whatever the situation is, your brand, what you have out there is important.
Listen, you and I were just talking about this, right? Mm-hmm. Grant Cardone, I would consider him an A-list guy.
Correct.
A-list entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. This man didn't start making $100,000 a keynote, right? A keynote speaking engagement until he started dumping money into his brand.
His brand. Because, right? And there's nothing wrong with making $100,000 speaking engagement. There's nothing wrong with that. People want to hear what you're saying. Like, it's that the level of success inspires people.
You and I, less than 5 years ago, we were where a lot of people are right now.
Or worse.
We were hurting. We were frustrated. We were broke, right? We had no certainty.
Couldn't figure it out.
Nothing going for ourselves.
Yep. People go on Instagram, it's well documented. 2 years ago, I sat in a park. Maybe 3 years ago, I sat in a park downtown, and I took a picture of this building, and I said, yo, one day I want to own this building. It's 25 floors. You know, I had no money at all. And I was like, you know what? I want to own this building one day. I don't own it yet, so that's not the thing. But I have a whole floor in this office, in this building. And my next step is to get to that next step and try to own it. And I just feel like people forget. Like, I seen you earlier, you were speaking to a gentleman on here, and you were like, yo, I don't know what deals we did. I have people for that. We did all that for years.
Bringing a bucket of water with me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop in the third. I see you're getting a little blurry, but you'll get some Wi-Fi right now, right?
Yeah, in a second.
So while he gets his Wi-Fi going, the elevator deal, bro, I know how that goes. That's why I'm on that. I come back here. By the way, yes, the movie with Matt just reminded me of what he said. I want to buy this building one day. It reminded me of the movie The Banker, one of the best entrepreneur movies I've ever seen in my life.
Dope movie, right? Bro, this is what we end up building. This was a completely empty building. Here's my plan. I'm gonna take a corner office, either here, which more likely probably be here. So as you can see, I'm in this large building, and it's my next project.
Look at this.
And this is my realtor. Here we have an in-house realtor. We have an in-house attorney that closes all our deals. Name of the company's Venture Atlas. We have our paralegal. She's there, so she assists the actual attorney. This is my executive assistant. He's here. This is my office. Signature on the wall. Love the Monopoly. This is my.
Yo, I got that same screen, Max.
Bro, I love it.
Yo, check it out.
I love it.
Yo, look at this.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, you know the power in that screen then.
Bro, I love that screen, bro.
So, like, you know, because there's rumors out there that Max don't do deals or Max don't do real estate. Max just has a studio to put out YouTube videos.
Yo, tell me about this area here.
Which one?
Go to your right. You're right. Yeah, all that right there.
Yeah. So this is where my dispositions people stay. This is our actual office. That we have core values. If you don't have core values, you ain't got nothing. So you see your core values. So this is still my staff. So every glass. So this is Shannon. She's the VP of Sales. This is my brother in this corner office. He's the COO. Now you have this. Now this is what I want to talk about. What happened was.
Let me have Sal come over here and look.
Yeah, of course.
These empty spaces right here.
What happened is right before coronavirus, we created this office where we wanted people in the community that had their own wholesaling company, that already had their stuff going, to have their own office. We don't charge for Wi-Fi, printers, nothing like that. Nothing like that. All we did was we wanted to create a community of collaboration. Because you know one thing, I'm actually jealous of you guys down in Arizona because you got so many big players in such a small place and all of y'all collab together. So I said, how do I create that myself? So I went out and spent $254,000 renovating this building. I don't own it yet. And buying furniture, putting carpet. None of this stuff was in here. This is an old Wachovia building. You know, Wells Fargo bought Wachovia a long time ago.
They bought them out, yeah.
Yeah, so this is our office where people come, hang out, they do their own cold calling. All we do is we say, listen, if you need a buyer, we're your buyer. Right, so this is our office here. I need more artwork on the wall and stuff like that. Like I said, Corona hit and we just kind of abandoned the place. So we went in here, we got printers for everybody so they can print here wirelessly on the Wi-Fi. This is a phone booth where you can go in and it's a soundproof phone booth where you can go in and have a private conversation if you need to have that conversation. So, man, I'm telling you, and this is what would have our stats. This is our stat wall. So right now, obviously, it just remotes when nobody's here, but this has our daily stats, who's cold calling, how many answered, who's brought in what numbers, who's sold how many amount of deals.
This is very confusing to me, Max, because you got folks that are attacking you, people that are attacking you.
Yeah.
And there's not just one or two. It's like several people that are always. I do believe that they're in the second phase of like, let me go after the big dogs. I get this.
Yeah.
Totally get this.
Yeah.
I've been there, right? You know, I've been there. Not you, but I have, right? So you got these people that are attacking you, and yet you're contributing to the community. You got an office space. You're teaching folks. You know, you're not only are you teaching folks, but you actually have people you employ.
Bro,
you're not just sitting in your room.
Bro, 100. Listen,
right?
100% of my staff is minorities, except for Dave. Dave is my video. He runs my day. Everybody else is I have 14 employees, and they're all minority. And I know it doesn't. I know. And I didn't set out to say, oh, I'm only going to hire minorities. But the people that applied and were qualified for the positions that I wanted, they end up being. So when I look at the makeup and the DNA of my office, it resembles what I look like. Nothing wrong with that.
To all that, like, I don't see color, bro.
Yeah.
People follow people just because they're minorities, right?
Yep.
And we know that success doesn't discriminate.
Correct. I've heard this.
Success doesn't discriminate. It doesn't see your skin color. It doesn't know your religion, right? It doesn't know your upbringing. And all it sees is hard work.
That's the currency.
That's it. Success is like, yo, what are you going to give me?
Unfortunately, some minorities are not successful. They would blame it on them being minorities, and I could see that.
Well,
they use that as an excuse.
Yeah, and that's because they haven't found their self yet. You know, I think even part of me when I was younger used to think that was part of the problem, was who I was and what I looked like. And at the end of the day, it is harder for us, right? I will not say it's in certain aspects of what channels you travel. It can be harder if you want to go the system route. If you want to go through the system, you're going to meet roadblocks that have been placed in for you intentionally. But if you go completely rogue against the system, the only currency is hard work, and that's the only checks that cash. So
I love that.
Yeah.
But you know what the biggest fact of this is, when you have roadblocks and it's harder for you, it is literally the way that you get molded. Sometimes I literally say this, being shot at or someone, being in a hardship, this is literally this is part of the life shaping them to being where they are today. So if they're successful or they're not successful, it just depends on what the tools they use. They can be the victim or they can obviously prevail.
Like, so if you go out there and you catch a felony at a young age, you're gonna have a hard time getting a job, right? Because the system recognizes the felonies. But when you go the entrepreneurship route, it doesn't matter. They don't check that. They don't see that. So what happens is, if you want to play in the system, unfortunately, you're gonna have to meet the systematic things that have been set in front of you to not allow you to succeed. But if you play outside of the system, then it don't matter.
What me and Max are trying to say is success didn't discriminate upon people may have, right? People may have.
Yeah, people. And that's the roadblocks I'm speaking about.
Success did not.
Yeah.
Success only wanted to know, how many hours are you giving me today? How many books are you reading this week, right? How much marketing dollars are you spending this month? You see what I'm saying? Like, success doesn't see all that. Bro, if you look at every single entrepreneur's journey, the one common denominator, the one common factor that we all have, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Mexican, or whether you're Arabic, right? The one thing we have, bro, is we have a crazy, obsessive, psychotic work ethic. Yes or no?
100%. I told people on stage when I did We Live 20 in Atlanta, I said, if I wasn't an entrepreneur, I'll be addicted to a substance. But thank God he made me, because I have an addictive personality.
That's it. Yeah.
Because the way I'm addicted to work, and the way I'm addicted to success, and the way I'm addicted to completing a task, if I wasn't addicted to that, I'd be addicted to something else, and it'd be either liquor, drugs, or whatever it is. So I am so glad God made me addicted to real estate. Real entrepreneurship.
Let me ask you this: are you still addicted to what you do right now?
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I don't have to do it.
So let me ask you this, because people have the wrong idea.
But there's a bigger picture that I'm addicted to. Right, so I'm not married to real estate. Don't ever get it twisted.
Oh no, I'm not even talking about just real estate. I'm talking about Maxwell, the entrepreneur.
Yeah, there's a much bigger picture. You know, there was a point in my life, probably last year, when I realized, just in like, yo, you've made enough money, and then you realize eventually, and that money threshold is real low, a lot lower than you think when you don't have money, to where you're like, I'm okay, like I'm great. Now, what else do I do?
What's next?
What else do I do? And then I never wanted to be a teacher. I used to hate teachers. I used to hate school. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna help somebody. Oh, this feels good. And then you do it again. And then you meet random people in the street, say, look, you saved my life. You changed my life. And I'm like, how? Oh, I watched all your YouTube videos. I never talked to the person, but just giving them the option to see that it was available. And then so you start to do things purposely. Here's the thing about me, Carlos. I grew up in a real humble Jamaican family. We don't go around, we don't do things. So I don't brag about my successes.
You're very low key.
And I like to be as low key as possible.
People only follow you if you have something they want. If you have something they want.
I understand marketing 100%.
You are a great marketer. You are an amazing marketer. And that's the thing. So, but it's crazy, bro. The way you did it, you didn't do it with ease, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't do it with the Hublots and the cars, and
it's natural. It wasn't forced.
Yeah, the way you did it is totally different than the way that everybody else. Like me and Sal, like, you know, our I promise to God, and God's my witness, all our is real. All our is real.
Of course, man. You can tell that.
You know how you got all these kids out there with like, oh, I'm gonna go rent something, take a picture, and then I'm gonna try to get some clout. No, when you're in this for the long run, you're not trying to fake it before you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Lo, somebody said, what about the Lambo? So let me be very, 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 very clear about the Lamborghini, and I've never talked about this in public.
Who's that?
No, he's cool. He was just no, he's good. No, he's good. He's good. He was just asking, well, what about the Lambo? The reason why I do not own a Lambo is because in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I would stick out like it would be crazy, right? You can get away with that shit in Scottsdale and in Phoenix. I would be, but let me explain to you what I did when I did get money. What I did was I used to live in LA, but when I got money, I went back out to LA. You can ask the guy that owns the RB car guy. I forget what they are, but they own a car dealership, and they allowed me. They had a Lamborghini on floor lease that they allowed me to lease on top of it. Right, so I was paying like almost $5,000 a month to have something that I just wanted to have, because when I was a little kid, I used to have a yellow Lamborghini Diablo poster on my wall. And I always thought was, man, I can't wait to get that car. So you'll never see it on Instagram. You'll never see it on YouTube. I wanted to sit in that thing and just press the pedal and feel the horsepower. So I never did it for nobody else other than myself. You know, I never did it for nobody else but myself. Could I buy a Lamborghini? Yeah, I just bought a plane the other day for $2. It's called a Sling TSI. Tell them to order it now because it's fire.
Sling TSI.
Tell them to look it up.
Sling TSI.
It's a plane that matches my
Tell him to look it up on YouTube, and he's gonna.
plane. He said he's gonna help you get that pilot's license.
Yeah.
That's funny. So let's get back to that material. I'll be honest with you. Wholesaling is what brought a lot of money to the table for us, right?
In the beginning, for me too.
Yeah, exactly. But Sal knows. Sal's he's not big on wholesaling. You like wholesaling?
Oh, I mean, I'm a businessman. Someone says Sal speak. I don't know what they want me to speak about.
Sal knows his lane. He's a smart guy that pays attention.
I'm a serial entrepreneur, and you know what? When you were talking about earlier, you said, "Don't get it twisted. It's not. I'm not in love with real estate." You know what you're in love with, and what you're saying, and I was thinking about it. You're in love with growth. What's next? Like the building process of something is the most exciting thing I've ever had.
Me too.
Like literally in business, it comes in. It's like let's launch this product. Let's do this business model, and the building process. It gives you goosebumps. I remember when you first learned about something. I remember when we first learned about wholesale. I couldn't sleep for 3 days.
I was gnawing my teeth at night. I was grinding my teeth at night because I couldn't sleep. There was for years I said no to everybody so I can build what I had. And I always talk about the analogy of putting on your mask. When you're on a plane and the plane's going down and the oxygen mask falls, you have to put that mask on yourself first, even if it's your own child sitting next to you.
Or else you can't help your child.
Can't help them. And it's the same analogy in life. It's easy to climb a ladder with 2 hands. It's hard to climb it with 1.
Our first 6-figure month in wholesaling was July of 2016. Okay. Look how easy this thing is flowing. Things were a little different back then, 2015, 2016, right? There wasn't like an overflow of or oversaturation of information like there is now, right? Now everybody's teaching and everybody's a guru.
Bro, we had nobody to look up to before we started this. Nobody. Sean Terry, that was it. Yo, luckily I came in here. I used to be a broker when 2008 happened. I was a property manager. I did real estate for like 1 year, and then I had my own brokerage, a one-man brokerage. But you know, I knew about real estate, but not like I know now. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like I know now. So when I came back in the game,
we know the underground.
Yeah, exactly. We know the real estate.
Yeah,
bro, that's the beautiful part, right? We stated like. You and us, we stayed in our own lane, which is residential, the residential sector, right? Mm-hmm. And when all this is going down right now, we know how to move right away, right? Because we've been keeping our eye on the ball for so long now that we're like, oh shit, okay, there's a little scarcity out there. Lenders are freezing, buyers are freezing, so we just gotta buy cheaper, right?
That's it.
We gotta buy so cheap that they just can't turn down the deal.
Yeah.
So we know how to adjust and adapt very well. And that's what real entrepreneurs, bro, we know how to get through anything and everything because we're quick on our feet. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, you can
as an entrepreneur, you can win going up or you can win going down. It don't matter. If you truly understand and love the game, bro. For me, because of everything that I've been able to accomplish, real estate's only 1/5 of what I make. Real estate's one, and I'm not afraid to say that. You can call me a guru, you can call me whatever you want, an internet marketer. Real estate is 1/5 of my income.
Brother, we're on the same boat.
So y'all can call me what you want because at the end of the day, I am building generational wealth. If I go cash $100,000 wholesale check or $100,000 check in something else, guess what?
Internet marketing check?
Yeah, my internet marketing check, you know what? It's the bank don't give a damn. Uncle Sam still won his percentage.
Yo, he's never heard that.
That is the realest thing I heard all day.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, I don't.
Hey, who gives a shit? At the end of the day, as long as you have your integrity, you're helping people, you're staying with your principles versus personality. Like as long as your principles are in place.
Let me tell you something, how this whole DJ Envy thing went down. I get a phone call from somebody that says, hey, is it cool if I give DJ Envy your number? I'm like, hell yeah, what you mean? Like I watched The Breakfast Club, bro. So DJ Envy calls and asks me to be on his thing. I was like, bro, it's an honor. You ain't got to say nothing else. So I did one with him at the Javits Center, and let me explain how I did whatever it took to get there. I was scheduled to go from Atlanta to Jamaica to DC to Mexico, and then I was gonna go land in LA and then drive up the coast just to enjoy myself in Napa. And so what happened is I switched up my whole entire vacation. It was 2 weeks away. So I went from Atlanta to Jamaica because I had to check on a project I'm doing. And then I went back into DC, then changed my whole thing, went to Mexico, and then flew to New York for 15 hours. Got on a plane and flew back to San Francisco because I had to go negotiate a deal with one of my bull riders and his sponsor. So if you understand, I went completely out of my way, and I was traveling with 3 people. And if I fly first class, everybody traveling with me flies first class. So that means the flight from, we're hopping. I got 20 grand in flights, just to move around. So when you see my video guy, he's in first class. Anybody traveling with me, they in first class because I'm not gonna let you walk past me.
Bro, that says so much. Believe me, that says so much, bro. That says so much about where your principles are. And that's why you're going to be able to get to places where other people just are not going to be able to get there, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know what, Max? You and I both know this. Success never exceeds the person.
True.
Success will never exceed the person. The person you are here and the person you are right here. Success will never, you are going to hit a plateau where you're just hitting the ceiling. Boom, boom, boom. You're like, yo, why can't I get past this? It's because you haven't changed much in here.
There you go. That's true. That's a good analogy. It's absolutely true.
It's true, bro.
You're never going to get more than you can handle.
He's like, look at South Heights. He's like, we gotta get Max over here.
Bro, I talked to Carlos the other day for over an hour. It's we need to just have just come together and have some cool conversations, bro. And I think what happens is our stories are cool and everything. And I think because we're on a different pathway now, we don't really talk a lot about our stories. But I think what we have and our stories put together, we have something that can serve more than just the real estate world. It can talk to just like an entrepreneurship and people struggling in general to get to the point where they are, and just a mindset change, bro. I invest in myself every day, bro. I see books Alex be posting, y'all be posting. I be like, yo, Alex got this book because I know he spent all this money to go talk to this guy, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get that book, and I listen to it at night. And the dude's 20-something years old. Like I'm taking advice subconsciously from a 20-year-old kid.
Brother, so are we. That's what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, you're the best of both worlds, right? He's a mixture of Sal and myself, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And look at the book that I have right now. He's like, he gave me this book. Yo, you gotta read this book. Like, this 23-year-old kid, all right, he's not a kid, but...
Yeah, you get what we're saying. We sound old when we say that.
This 23-year-old dude is bringing me books. He's like, yo, educate yourself. Right?
Yeah.
So you know what we gotta do, man? We gotta go to Jamaica soon. That's what we gotta do.
Hey, as soon as it's clear, we were supposed to have my mom's 60th birthday in May. We were supposed to go down in May. Unfortunately, things have been pushed back because I have something real special for her when she gets down there. But it's gonna be just fun, man. I'm just living my best life.
Start following people based off their character.
Don top.
Right? Not off the clout. Not off the you hear. Let's start following people off the we see.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'll tell anybody this, Sean Terry's the one who taught me wholesaling to the point. Now I got my first deal by listening to his free stuff, right? Like, cause he, at that point at time, he was one of the few guys that was putting out snippets of his course on YouTube. But I got access to his course, and then last year when he called me, right, to say, can you speak on my stage? I said, say no more, I'm on the first plane smoking. right? I owed that to him. And I went on stage and I said, yo, just because of you and what you said to do in your podcast and your videos, I got to this point right now. Yes, it took my hustle and my ambition to get there. But bro, you taught me some things in this game that I didn't even know was possible. So I owe you, at least I owe you this. And I said that to him on stage. And you can go back to 2017 YouTube video where I did a live Q&A. You might go find that. Inside that video, I said, I aspire one day to be like Sean Terry in 2017. Bro, because at the end of the day, sometimes I do get discouraged just like anybody else, and I just want to wrap this shit up and just go live somewhere else, you know? But those things keep me motivated.
You know, look at this. Look at this. This live makes me feel hopeful. Michael Darby says, Max had assisted me in changing my family.
See what I'm saying? And I know Michael, man. Shout out to him, bro. And those people know.
This is what really matters right here. This right here.
Yep.
Right? This right here. So, by the way, I just paid my man Line of Influence right there. That's that young kid, man. This dude's gonna be light years ahead of where like we are and possibly where you are.
All of us, bro. When those, bro, think about it. If you, that's what I'm saying. If you, imagine if we knew what we knew now at 18 or 21. Come on. I'm 35 now. I'm just happy to still, be able to support myself and my family. I think because we've set the standard in so many other things in this industry, we should also set the standards of people coming together and not doing stuff. Listen, there's more money out there than you and I could ever capture from any of these people. So why don't we work together? Yeah. This is crazy, bro, because what people got to witness, people that watch this, is that, oh, you guys, let me see if you guys still are. You there? Oh, it ended. That's cool. It was, you hit that hour mark. Bro, let me tell you something, that was fire. That was like a private conversation people got to watch in public, like if they were a fly on the wall or sneaking into our office. That's dope, man. We need to do more collaboration. Man, you and Sal are beast. Come give me something. Dang, I missed it again, didn't I? Take care, sir. So do you think that's a video in itself?
Dude, that's so much micro. I'm sitting here like, keep going.
Micro.